Okay, bonjour, hello again. So yes, this is the exact same day that I recorded the last video. I wasn't gonna change and pretend that I'm not recording these at the same time. But this is over chapter 2, pages 24 to 33. So again, I will post the written answers, but I wanted this opportunity to explain some of the things as well. So hopefully these videos are helpful in helping you understand maybe some of the deeper context that's going on in Cyrano. Let me know if you would like me to do anything else. I'm thinking of posting like maybe poll questions or discussion questions along with this as well. A poll might be fun if we can have a poll of like what we think is going to happen next or something. I'll keep you updated. Okay, so page 24. Who wins their bet that Cyrano would show up to prevent Malfuri from acting in the play? So Cyrano's friends in chapter 1 kept talking to each other, basically saying, do you think Cyrano is going to show up? Malfuri is acting. Cyrano told him not to. Do you think Cyrano is going to come and stop him? So Cyrano does come and show up, and he makes a big scene. He shows up at the back of the theater, yelling in front of the entire theater of people. And so Ragueneau was the one that betted that Cyrano would show up, and he did, so Ragueneau wins his bet. 25, is the audience happy that Cyrano interrupted Malfuri? No, the audience is very annoyed. They keep telling Malfuri to go on and keep yelling at Cyrano to be quiet in the beginning. 26, what does Cyrano accuse the spectator of doing? So a spectator starts fighting with Cyrano because Cyrano is interrupting the play. And Cyrano accuses him of staring at or making fun of his very large nose. 27 et 28, why do you think Cyrano goes on and on about how big his nose is? Who is better at making fun of Cyrano's nose, Cyrano or the spectator? So essentially, Cyrano accuses the spectator of making fun or staring at his nose, and encourages the spectator to make fun of him. So basically, like, what do you got? What can you say? And the spectator basically just says, it's big, it's ugly, and that's all he can think of to insult Cyrano. Like, those are the only really insults that he can think of. So Cyrano's monologue going on and on about his nose is big enough for a bird to perch on. You could hang a coat on it. It's like the Red Sea when he gets a bloody nose. This is the first time that we really see how eloquent Cyrano is, because remember, not only is he a fighter, but he is a writer and a poet as well. And this becomes really important in the play. And so he's basically going on to prove how intelligent he is, how eloquent he is, and to make this spectator look like the idiot, even though he was trying to make fun of Cyrano. Cyrano is very intelligent and very eloquent, and this is the first time that we see that. 29, who wins the duel, Cyrano or le Vicomte? So Cyrano wins against Vicomte de Valvert, and remember, that's the guy that Comte de Guiche wants to marry Roxane to. 30, why did Cyrano prohibit Malfuri from acting? So this is what he confides in to Lebray about. So remember, Lebray is Cyrano's best friend, and at first he just says that he prohibited Malfuri from acting because he's a terrible actor. And Lebray basically says, I know there's something else. Don't you want to tell me the real reason? So he confides in Lebray that he is in love with Roxane, and that he found out that Malfuri is also in love with Roxane. Yes, Roxane is Cyrano's cousin. Wasn't that weird in the 1600s to be in love with your cousin? But yes, so the real reason is because Malfuri is in love with Roxane, and that upsets Cyrano because he loves her too. So who is Cyrano in love with? Roxane. 32, what's the message Roxane's servant gives to Cyrano? So at the end of the chapter, Roxane's servant shows up and says that Roxanne was at the theater. She was impressed with you winning the duel against Valverde, and she wants to see you. So Cyrano is very hopeful at this, thinking maybe he impressed her and she feels the same way about him that he feels about her, which maybe that's true. I don't know. We'll have to keep reading. Maybe that's a good poll question. We'll see. What happened to Linier when he left the theater? So at the very end of the chapter, we see that Linier gets jumped essentially by Valverde's friend, because they know that Linier is Cyrano's friend, so they're saying, we're gonna get you guys back for Cyrano beating Valverde in the duel, and so they kind of gang up on Linier. So our next assignments are going to be the Cardinal Richelieu reading, and then that vrai ou faux page that is at the end of your packet is, I think it's just kind of a recap. I have to relook at it, but I think it's just kind of a recap of the chapter that we'll do next week before we start going on to the next act, Act 2. Okay, hope you're all well and healthy. Till next time, au revoir.